There we go. I think that'll do it. That's really bizarre. I've never seen that before. Give me a second. I don't know what's going on here. Hello, hello. Okay, there we go. Now you should be able to hear the music. And yeah, I think that should do it. I've never seen that before. Okay. Let me know if it's not working, but I think that should fix it. Seth, like I was saying, yeah, yes, I am indeed alive. It's good to see you, and I appreciate that you took the time to stop by right away and inform me that it wasn't working. There's the music. Okay, good, good. Excellent. I don't know what that was. I've never seen OBS Studio do that before. Where I start up my stream and it's just straight up not working. Okay. So what I was trying to say is, yeah, kicking off this stream, I kind of want to talk about, okay, I already know when my next stream is going to be. It's going to be Sunday, okay? Sunday at 10 a.m. our time. Gotta do my job as a mod sometimes. Well, you're always doing your job as a mod. Just by being, well, job as a mod. I don't like to put it like that. It's an honorary title. And with this honorary title, I was gonna say that, also train of thought. Yeah, but thanks for filling me in on the lack of audio, because I started talking about my character and it's kind of awkward if indeed you guys can't hear anything I'm saying. So I kind of want to just talk about my character and where he's sitting. My paladin, he's got enough strength points to wear all my equipment, enough dex where casting Holy Shield will put me up to 75% chance to block. Rest of my points into Vitality for HP. And then for the skill tree, I've respect so that I have points in all the things that actually make sense to have. So like a point into Fanat and Conviction now, rather than putting a bunch of random points into Holy Fire. And let's see. Yeah, maxed out Holy Bolt, Fist of Heavens, and Holy Shield, as well as Defiance, because indeed the point of this character is supposed to be, okay, there we go. Yeah, the point of this character is supposed to be having over 20,000, well, a good amount of defense while still being able to kill shit. As we can very clearly tell, I have 25,000 defense, so I'm more than able to survive most monsters, or have them do, have only a very low percent chance to hit me, and also have insane chance to block. So really, maybe about 2% of the attacks from Fallens will get through, for example. So just kind of showing this quickly, what the build can do. The thing is, though, this is not actually a good place to showcase it. Good, it's good enough. Well, actually, no, this is a horrible place, I just remembered, because the problem with this location is Eldritch doesn't have, like, his pack is immune to my Holy Bolts. So I need to actually find, like, I need to find, I don't know, Rekinishu or something. Rekinishu's a nice place to start. But yeah, how are you doing, by the way, Seth? I didn't get a chance to greet you and say hello. Yeah, how rude of me. But yeah, okay, here we go. This is good enough. Boom! One or two FOHs, and then I can actually hit everything in the area, which is pretty awesome. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, yeah, you guys get the idea. Pretty solid character. I mean, it's really just, in a way, it's a bit of a glorified FOHer, okay? I mean, I'm not saying this is a diss to myself or my, like, theory crafting skills. I'm just saying that, yeah, this character that I've made, the way I've set it up, it really does resemble your standard FOHer, the only difference really being that rather than running Conviction, as most FOHers would, to max out the lightning damage, I'm kind of trying to keep my lightning damage low while having my Holy Bolt damage be very, very high. And also reallocating the rest of my points into Defiance and Holy Shield so that my guy has insane defense when he goes around. So he can farm pretty much any area where there's a bunch of demons and undead, while being extremely difficult to kill, because he also has maxed out res. And I mentioned that he has like 75% chance to block, but the other thing also is his 35% damage reduction. Yeah, hey, what's up? Good timing. We're gonna be getting the ball rolling today. I'm gonna start doing some Trav. How many runs of Trav did I do last time? I actually don't even remember. I have to take a look at the VOD. I never actually wrote it down for myself. But I have it here pretty easily. I can probably just check. But yeah, I think it was 1550, right? Yeah. I was only able to do up to run 1550 last time. So 1551 would be next. Yeah. In order to finish, we do need 2 lows. That is correct. Yeah, I was gonna talk more about that in a second. Talk about my plans for the ladder. I'm gonna say this now because I guess it didn't carry over while I was muted at the very beginning of the stream. Seth and Hom, my next stream is gonna be Sunday, 10 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, if you guys want to show up, then I'll be here on Sunday. The reason I'm showing off this character in the first place is because the purple box race that we're talking about, or the high rune race, whichever one you want to call it, we all have our characters pretty much ready, give or take a few items on each of us. I think Spy's character is pretty ready. My character is ready aside from 1 item, and that is the Tal mask on my merc. Yeah, Ko is just looking for max ARGCs, which I have. It's a date? Wait, what? Explain this race. It's a very simple race. We just are trying to race to see who can find 1 high rune. And there's going to be 4 of us. Myself with the FOH Pally. Let's see. The Spy is going to be using his concentration Barb. Coaster is going to be using a Chilling Armor Throw Sorcerer, which I think is pretty cool. And then I think Marlize the Raven Lord is joining us as a druid. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. On ladder or non-ladder, this is definitely a ladder race. Hey Tyler, that's a very good question. You're asking why so much strength. That's because my gear has a strength requirement of 196. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, but I have a policy where I make sure that even where my gear is like, even while not wearing, I don't like it when my gear holds up other gear. That's basically the point. So I make sure that I put enough points into strength that even without my items, giving me strength, I can still put on the items because I have enough base strength. So I went over, but that's not really a big deal because I was trying to set this character up so that my Redeemer, I'd actually have some damage if I tried to Zeal. So I was actually perfectly okay with dumping more points into strength, since again, strength also gives 2% ED per point. So I have 500% ED from my strength, which actually doesn't equate to that much with Redeemer. Yeah, it doesn't actually equate to that much with Redeemer, but well, I mean, I was experimenting with this character and seeing what worked with them, and this is kind of what it came out to. But I will say this though, probably I lied. I said that Tal Mask is the only thing I want to kind of sub out for my mercenary. I am using non-eth Cryptic Axe Insight, but I did that on purpose because I want to make this a really budget character. Yeah, nothing on my character is worth more than an Umrin. Speaking of Umrins, the other item that I don't have is Hobble, or Hand of Blessed Light. I was a little reluctant to get Hobble because I really wanted to use Redeemer as an alternative because it's got +6 to Holy Bolt. But to be quite honest, I really was not impressed with how this weapon performed when I was trying to take down Frigid with it. So what I'm probably going to do is I will probably sub this out for Hobble because, yeah, I think I'll just simply put, I'll get a lot more out of Hobble than I will out of Redeemer. Especially since, yeah, my Holy Bolt damage is really nice, but, I mean, Fist of Heavens, the Holy Bolt damage is not, well, it could be higher with Hobble. Let's see. Hom was asking, that's the best part. You're asking where did you get all this gear? A good chunk of the gear that I have on this character was stuff that is actually recycled. No joke. Most of this gear is actually recycled. Shaft Stop is yeah, that's gear that my guy used to have, my Barb. you know, this Cryptic Axe, I got it from, I think it was Instant D's. He had a spare one lying around he didn't need. Mavina's, again, this is recycled, although I want to sub this out for Talmass, so I have Leech. Mage Fist recycled. String of Ears recycled. Inferno Stride, actually, no, let's get back to Inferno Stride after. The FCR rings, again, recycled. Like, just items I've found or items that I used on my character or my Barb previously. All of these charms, either used by my Barb or they were just sitting around on my charms mule. Same with just GC. GA recycled, and then the rest of these items, I had to pay an rune for at the most for each of them. Okay, at most. So, like, Storm Shield was an I think Seraph's was, like, a pull or something. Veil of Steel was like a foul. Inferno Strides was a foul, and Redeemer was an and that's only because I didn't really have anything less than an to trade out. So sorry for late responses of playing LOL. Hey, no worries, man. I'm just giving the rundown for people who are showing up here. Dogpill was saying, I noticed Grief is better than Dual Oaths pretty much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I'm not all that surprised to hear that, to tell you the truth. Deal, Seth says it's a date. Yeah, sounds good. So that's where I got the gear from, like, the whole point of this character is for me to build, like, a character under the parameters of this race while still being, like, what's the word for it? While still being, well, basically recycling what I have, because that's fun, you know, like, I don't have a Nihilus, I don't have, well, okay, a Nihilus and Torch were things that were taken off the table, from, like, as part of the rules, but I could have, like, filled up my inventory with a bunch of, like, P-combs if I really wanted to, but the whole point of this character for me was to make a character that's, like, cheap and can farm. And this character actually holds its own pretty nicely. Have I shown you this character to you yet? I think I have. I think I have, but just in case I haven't. 10-10, 5 Annie. Yeah, well. I mean, we all have Annihiluses, but I wanted to, I guess, in a way, I sort of wanted to prove a point that you could have, like, an early ladder, a character with, like, not really great gear who can still hold its own quite nicely in some of these situations. Like, look at this. I'm going to run pits. All crap gear. It's like gear that is largely inexpensive. And if I really wanted to, I could sub out some of this gear very easily. Like, I don't need Redeemer. I could easily use Spirit Sword, and that'd probably even be better than what I've got here. In fact, I might even do that right now. Like, Spirit Sword is actually better. I've seen plenty of FOHers. Yeah, I get that. But what I wanted to show with this particular character is that unlike other FOHers, I basically can't really, well, okay, no, this is a lie. I was gonna say other FOHers can't get hit. They do get hit, but they still won't die. They're very tanky. But just what I wanted to show is the effects of having 25,000 defense just running around, and it's like, yeah, nothing can touch me. And then if something does hit me, like once, like look at this. I'm just gonna stand in the middle of the pack. It's great. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab myself some water. 1 sec. Sorry about that. I actually literally went to go get a drink. I didn't expect my Merc to kill all of them, but my point was basically just that, yeah, like, the way this character is set up, he is supposed to be, I don't want to say unkillable. He's not unkillable, but at the very least, Pits is not a problem for him. Good question. What aura am I using and why not Conviction? So, answer for that is very simple. You said that you've seen plenty of FOHers, but the very interesting thing about the FOHers is that most of them will rely on their, well, a lot of them like to prioritize their lightning damage. They like to max out Holy Shock. They like to have Conviction aura up. The purpose of this character, the way I've built him, is to try to put more emphasis on the Holy Bolt damage. Yeah, so I actually want to keep the middle unit alive, or the middle monster alive, so that I can actually spam FOH on that target multiple times. Yeah, if I use Conviction, they stay alive longer, which is actually the opposite of what I want. And most of the damage comes from Holy Bolts, which are magic. So I don't really need Conviction when Conviction doesn't help Holy Bolt damage. I missed the race details. Is it not just running Trav? No, it's not. We can run wherever we want. We can run Trav, we can run LK, we can run cows if we wanted to. World's our oyster. Yeah. I mean, if they want to run... Here's the thing, right? If a spy wants to run Trav, he's more than welcome to. If Ko wants to run Countess Ghost Packs or something, he's more than welcome to as well. And in my case, I already have a pretty good idea as to how I'm going to try to participate in the purple box race. I've set my character up for this, so it's pretty exciting. Yeah, I am. Am I doing pits? That's a good question. You're gonna have to find out on Sunday. I mean, I can. Here's the thing, Hom. I can actually run this character pretty much anywhere I want. Well, not anywhere I want, but I could actually run Trav with it if I wanted to. I could also run Chaos with it. Like, basically just anywhere where like, I could probably even run Countess Tower now that I think about it. But anyway, I could run anywhere I want to. Oh, this is a good example of why I need Hobble. If I had a Hobble, this would be way easier. Anyway, yeah, I could run pretty much anywhere I want with this character that has lots of demons and undead. But there's one, like, I came up with a way to farm with this character that I feel like would be good for the race. So I'm keeping that under wraps until Sunday. It's gonna be an anticlimactic like reveal, but I'm pretty hyped for it. Do you have brunch plans for this? I could probably join you this week. No, I don't have brunch plans at all. Yeah, I do not. I was thinking of something chaotic, perhaps, but unfortunately, yeah. Again, I don't have anything written in stone, so I don't know. Anyway. Hey, so Tyler, sorry, I missed your message. Are you still around, buddy? You were asking, like, once your gear is set in stone, though, should you reset? My gear is pretty much written in stone, except for Hobble. I don't need to reset anything. No, I seriously don't. Like, what am I resetting? Like, taking out points from strength and putting them into vitality? I guess I could. But as you can see, survivability really isn't an issue for me with this character. Okay, I lied. Okay, that's just a little too close for comfort. I don't know why why is it so difficult for me to stay alive here? I'm a little confused. Yeah, so I gotta be very careful about some situations. I do run the risk of dying in some situations with this character still. But generally speaking, it's okay. Not exactly sure what was causing me to die there. I noticed that sometimes, like look at this. These guys can't even hit me. And yeah, there's like the Venom Lord spewing Inferno at me, but I have 95% fire res, so they do absolutely nothing. But yeah, earlier I was actually getting hit. I'm not exactly sure what was causing that. Maybe I got cursed with something, although again, that's weird because I have Defiance, so. You're down? Okay, well, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, so. Yeah, that's basically the premise of this character. Hey, Flowmore, what's up, man? Sir D2D2. Whoa, what a title. I am so impressed with your game IQ. It's not really. I mean, I'm flattered. Don't get me wrong, but my game IQ is not really all that high. It's just. I like to think that I'm more of not exactly that smart with the game. I just like trying out different weird things, and they just happen to work out. That's really the bottom line. Speaking of which, let me just wrap up this character real quick, and then I'm gonna hop back over to my whirlwind Barb and actually go spin to win. Because again, that was kind of the premise of today's stream. I really wanted to finish the stupid dual griefs and get this shit out of the way. So, yeah, so Talmask, Hobble, I gotta get those upgraded by the start of the race come Sunday. Sunday, 10 a.m. my time, or 1 p.m. Eastern. That's basically where we're at. And yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say. I considered putting socket quests into all my equipment. It's very, valid thing to do, and then like I could stuff it with like more ED or like more res if I really wanted to. But again, like I really wanted to go bare bones. I don't like I thought about it. I'm like I could easily run like a bunch of soccer quests. It would take me like a couple hours, but I could do that if I really want to. But I'm like, nah, no, this character's fine. This guy's solid. He's good. Like I'll show you guys what he's capable of come Sunday. It's gonna be. I'm pretty super excited for that. Super stoked. Let's see. So, yeah, Flowmore, how's it going with you? Nice to see you. It seems to me that you know this is probably like seems like your. It's your. Why is it taking so long to load up? Okay, there we go. It seems to be, as far as I can tell, your first time on this channel. So yeah, you know, you're free to tell us about what you're running for this ladder, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, I'm also kind of intrigued by your statement because I haven't really done anything which I feel like is deserving of such a compliment. I leave the high game IQ to like like the speedrunners like Indrik and Llama and whatnot. So, oh, you've been watching my YouTube videos. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. That's nice to know that that's how you were able to find me. Ah. You're running a Hydra Sorkin ladder. Very interesting. How's that going for you? You know something? I know that that's one of the builds that they reworked this season, but I don't know. Like, I haven't actually played it myself, so I don't know if it's actually any good. I just know that when the ladder reset, like a couple weeks back, like on reset night, there were like so many FOH dins, so many Hydra Sorks. And yeah, nothing really too crazy. Best item is a BK ring, no high runes. Oh, interesting. No high runes. That's rough. How's the Hydra Sork is nice in that okay. Hold on a second. Dogpill is saying I just used Grief Storm Shield and it wrecks already. I'm actually not all that surprised by it. Like, honestly, even one Grief is insane as it is. Like, at least I would imagine it's pretty insane. I mean, the reason why. I mean, yeah, no, seriously. I think you're hardcore too, aren't you, Dogpill? Because yeah, if you're hardcore, it makes sense that you're going for the Storm Shield build. Yeah, no, Grief is such a good rune word. It's so good. But yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm obviously trying to finish up this character. If I were really playing to maximize this character's run speed efficiency for Trav, I've said this a few times already, I should have gone for Grief first, because again, I already had the ability to teleport. It was just extra damage that I needed. But I chose not to do that because my main... Why is it taking so long to boot me back into... Okay, that's weird. Yeah, like, the main reason I chose not to do that is because I had a very specific goal, and that was to get... week 1 Enigma, and I committed to that goal, and that's kind of what I finished. But obviously, if I had gone Griefs, like, yeah, Grief is such a good rune word. I think even one Grief would have already been pretty good. You did indeed see a unique Matriarchal Spear. That was, I think, Bloodraven's Charge, but again, I don't really need Bloodraven's Charge. I'm looking for very specific uniques if I were to get one. Oh my, just die already. Yeah, like, there are some uniques that I'm looking for, like, obviously, like, a Geeds would be nice, trying to think of some other ones. If I find, like, a BK ring, or like, a unique ring, or a unique amulet, or, like, something like that, right, then, yeah, I'll go pick it up, but I'm not really interested in picking up these, like, these items that are, like, very mid. Anyway. I'm hardcore, so I need to play like a Storage Shield. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I do find that interesting though, because I don't know if I would actually use Storm Shield if I were playing hardcore with this character. I actually would probably take Dual Grease, because then I'd actually... yeah, no, I would actually go... I don't know, actually. That's a tough one. You know what? I actually wouldn't use Storm Shield. I would probably use Sanctuary, because I think that that's like the shield that gives like the most amount of resistances that I know of anyway. I mean, obviously not including like Pally shields. But yeah, I would actually probably value res because I feel like I don't really die much to physical damage. Most of my deaths come from like elemental related shit, and you know, the trifecta, as I like to call it, of enchants or conviction aura. Council members, yeah, those are for me the worst. Anyway, yeah, so Flowmore, yes, you did see the unique matriarchal spear. The Hydra Sork is dice that I can attack certain dangerous monsters from real far, but damage is only reasonable in one player's setting. Now that is something that we have in common. And I'm not talking about my Whirlwind Barb. My Whirlwind Barb absolutely slaps. If I can get dual griefs, then he'll certainly be able to hold his own even in players, what's it called? Players 8, I think. I'm just waiting for the dual griefs, and then yeah, it'll be night and day difference. Like, this is already like really good as it is. Like the speed at which this guy is going at. I have no complaints with it. It's just that it could be faster, right? So that's just what I'm getting at here. Amulet, small charm. Okay, sweet. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, but FOH Pally, is actually kind of in a similar boat. It's kind of interesting that you say reasonable in one player setting. Hey, Angelic, I don't need that. It's kind of interesting that you say that because I know that my Pally right now. Hold on a second. 1555 would be the run number now. Yeah. My FOH Pally, like, if it's players one Holy Bolt is enough to kill pretty much anything that can affect, or that it can affect, right? But like, if I set it to like players 8, then Chaos becomes like significantly more difficult, for example. So I definitely know your struggle with the Hydra Sword for sure. Although kudos to you for committing to Hydra Sork. The fact that you stuck around with it for this long, I imagine what that means is you're actually having a lot of fun with the build, and yeah, I'd like to hear more about your character, because again, like, that's one of the characters that I know got changed, but I don't really know anything about it, and there's IK boots, but again, I don't need that either. So yeah, I'm only really looking for anything I can sell, or high runes, or whatever, so yeah. Hydra Sork. Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. For me, like, I think that there were like a number of new level 85 air. You know what? I know where I would farm with a Hydra Sork. Like, if I were running a Hydra, where do you farm with a Hydra Sork, Flowmore? Just out of curiosity, because I'm like, I'm trying to think to myself where I would farm with Hydra Sork, and I have a few areas where I would try to farm with it, but I don't know if that matches what you're trying to farm. Maybe you're just trying to farm wherever you feel like, which is totally fine, of course. But yeah, like, I know that there are people running like all these different builds and like different locations, and you know, like me, I've spent my entire time with this Whirlwind Barb. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I could farm, you know, pretty much wherever I feel like with this guy. I could go Chaos if I want. I can go key farming. I've proven that. I can do pits. It's one of the reasons I like this character. Like, I can pretty much do anything except for Arcane. Or ghost farming in what's that place called, in Tower Cellar, but I mean, everything else is a breeze, especially on players 1. All over the place. Arcane Durance Act 1. Ooh, I see. All over the place. Arcane Durance Act 1. Yeah, no, I'm with it. I am with it. Yeah, if it were me, I was like thinking like probably my place to farm with the Hydra Sork would be Arcane. Oops, I clicked on the wrong act there. Yeah, no, my go-to place would actually probably be Arcane. Although it's kind of like, I don't know like what things you're looking for at this point. I imagine that your character is probably mostly geared out. Like, you said you found a BK. I feel like BK would be. I feel like you've probably got like some variation of Tal set, and you're just waiting on Infinity, right? That's my guess, anyway. Yeah, because like Infinity is gonna be like would be the thing that takes like a really long time to get your hands on for sure. But the thing about about the Hydrasork is probably you can't run places like Trav where you're most prone to getting Hyrens. But you would also, I mean, I guess one of the things you can also do since you're a Sork is also like LK and whatnot too. So probably for me, LK Arcane is what I would do. And then maybe Tower. Like legit, like Tower Seller. I'd go like like it'd mostly just be ghost hunting for me. Especially because Tower Seller I can also get keys. I have the standard Viper Shaco Hodo. Yeah, that's more or less what I would have expected, honestly. Have you considered trying out that new rune word, Flickering Flame? I know that a number of people have kind of gotten in on that, and yeah, it's supposed to be like an alternative to other options. So I don't know. Just trying to find Enigma runes. You said Enigma runes. You're trying to. Okay, I'm guessing that you're starting off as a Hydrasork and you're trying to make other characters. What other ones are you trying to make now? Like, I remember when I started off this season, I was like, I'm probably going to make... oh, Monarch. Could I get something out of this Monarch, I wonder? Okay, anyway. Did you find your Enigma room? J-Mod! That would be nice. Alright, come on. J-Mod! Nope, that is no... That is no J-Mod, my good sir. Let me tell you. Okay, where was I? So, yeah, just to kind of recap where I'm at with the, because you're asking about, did I get my Enigma runes from Trav? And the answer to that is yesn't. I actually I found the Jaw rune from Trav, and then I found Cham rune, which is still sitting in my stash, and then I found the Low rune, and that was within the span of about 1,500 runs. I also found a number of other goodies, and I was, you know, at the start of the ladder, I was like farming keys as well, and I was like working together with people from my reset team in order to run some Ubers, and we actually found, I think it was 3 or 4 P-torches yeah, and then, well, with the 4 P-torches, we basically had a guy who was able to do like the killing of Ubers. Like, basically, some of us farmed the keys. Like, we all took part in farming keys together, and the one guy, we had one guy who was in charge of killing the Ubers, and then he was the one who sold the torches. So yeah, with the income I got from that, along with selling items from, you know, from Trav, and the runes that I collected, I was able to build Enigma. But I didn't like find Jaw and Burr. The reason why it took me so long to make Enigma is because I was trying to self-find the runes for Enigma, but eventually decided, nah, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna happen by at least week 2 if I do this. So I was like, all right, I'll just trade for it. It was a fun journey. It was a fun journey. Don't get me wrong. Like, I had a blast. I honestly wasn't expecting to play this long. Like, here's the thing, right? You said that you've come from my YouTube channel. So, what I'm gonna tell you, because I don't ever really talk about this on my like YouTube videos, right? Like, on my YouTube videos, I'm usually very like, I try to stay on topic and not really deviate when I'm like trying to give people like the kind of rundown of like different builds. But when it comes to this ladder reset, I was very skeptical coming into it that I would be playing it for an extended period of time. Because you know, when the D2R launch came out, that was a bit of a shit show, right? Like, let's be real here. There were like some really weird bugs. There was like my game kept crashing. Like, later on, they introduced like queue time between games and shit like that. Like, I didn't really like that, and coming into this ladder, I was very skeptical because of those things, right? But eventually, like, I committed to my goal of getting an Enigma on week 1. And ideally, like I said, I wanted to self-find it. That was my goal, right? Like, that's kind of what I set out for myself. So the best way to compromise for it was I tried to spend the first 6 days trying to farm the runes, and then when it reached day 7, I'm like, I want to be able to say I got Enigma on week 1. So yeah, like, I spent that day farming until I made it to run number 1500 of Trav. And then I saw that, yeah, I'm still sitting at Jaw plus Low, so that's when I decided to trade out for the remaining you know, the remaining runes needed to make a burr. So that's my journey. It was a really fun journey. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like there were a number of different goals I had to juggle, and I had a lot of fun with it personally. And of course, the reason I'm playing a Whirlwind Barb specifically is because I believe that, especially with the changes that they made to the Barbarian and his Find Item skill, I felt like this would be the best ladder starter to get high runes early on. Now, the game is obviously built on RNG. I could very well have run 1500 and just as easily gotten 0 high runes. But at the same time, Trav is a really, really good place for getting high runes consistently, and that's kind of why I'm here, and that's why I started off as a Barb. Next season, and keep in mind too, like I know that especially with the coming of patch 2.4, there's a number of other characters that are very, like, decent options to start with. Like a lot of people went FOH. FOH looks super fun. I really wanted to give that a try. That's kind of why I'm doing my race on Sunday with the FOHer. And then there's like other characters too, right? Like your Hydrasork, as was mentioned before. I'm trying to recall some of the other ones. Summoning Druid, that's another one. I really wanted to try the Summoning Druid. I still want to try the Summoning Druid. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But obviously, I could only really choose, like, I only wanted to choose one character, or maybe 2 characters tops, and kind of focus on those this season. Now, later on, if I feel like it, I might consider making a 3rd character, like the Summoning Druid, and then kind of, you know, chilling out with that for the rest of the season. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to have the time for a 3rd character. Like, I'm already like struggling to get like 1 or 2 streams up a week at this point, as compared to like the first week where I set aside a lot of time and I was able to play like, you know, 12, it was, and I have this all on stream. Every single day was a 12-hour stream, aside from one day where it was a 23.5-hour stream. So yeah, I went ham, okay? Like I was going at it that first week. Like, to the point where I see all these like YouTube channels like pumping out content about like, oh yeah, I did like 1,000 bindles on week 1. I'm like, or like 500 Travs, and I'm like, I think I'm a little ahead of the curve here, just a little, because I was no-lifing the game essentially. So it was fun. It was very, very fun. Dogpill Supremacy was saying, traded my SOJ and Vex for UnID Annie and got 11-14-8, Sag. Oh, that hurts, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But the weird thing... Oh, wait, no. SOJ and... I'm surprised you... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was like thinking, like, why don't you just wait for an Uber Diablo walk? Because, like, those are pretty common. And I thought about it, and I'm like, right, you're playing hardcore, and I'm playing softcore. In softcore, they do ladder walks so often that, like, I can't really be arsed to, like, keep my computer on just so that I can get an Annie from, like, you know, them doing a walk at, like, 7 a.m. my time or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to stay up or, like, wake up weird hours just to get an Annihilus. I'm, like, no longer that desperate because I already got mine some time ago. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at with, like, the whole Annihilus shenanigans. And I want to talk, and again, Flowmore, thank you again for tuning in. It's been a pleasure chatting with you so far. It's another thing I remembered that I briefly brought up, Summoning Druid. So yeah, that's another interesting character. I actually was really tempted to make a Summoning Druid on D2R. I'm still really tempted to make it because I feel like a fully decked out Summoning Druid, especially now that I have an Enigma, right? So I could actually make that dream a reality. I could make a Summoning Druid. I could make that Summoning Druid, and then I could basically run... what is that called? Bail runs. Yeah, I could basically just do AFK bail runs. Not even kidding. It sounds like a really cool character to just... whether I'm on stream chatting with you guys, or I'm like off stream and I kind of just want to... I don't know, put on like a show in the background and just play some D2 at the same time, that's like the perfect character for it, you know? Like imagine, I just have all my summons dumpstering everything while I just kind of like sit back and chill. I don't need to like pay much attention to my health or my life or my mana. I don't really have to pay attention to this or that or like whatever, right? Like it's just straight up my summons will take care of everything. And unlike the summoning necro, unlike this like the Skellymancer, I don't really have to get any bodies. I just straight up summon all the corpses or everything, and then I clear the throne room, and then I basically just sit back and kind of relax while my summons do their thing. That's basically it. So yeah, that's sort of how I feel about the summoning druid. It's definitely something I'd like to explore. And it might not even be this season that I do it, but I definitely would do it in a future season if I play D2R again in the future. That's still kind of up on the table for me. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for the future seasons. This season, obviously, it's the first ever D2R ladder reset, and I really couldn't afford to miss out on that. But yeah, like next season, I'm not exactly going to be scrambling to like set aside time to take part if it rolls out. If it's convenient, then I might do it. And even if I do take part in the next D2R ladder reset, I might not stream it. I've been thinking about it recently. I actually like a lot. Okay, part of the reason why I don't play D2R all of that, well, no, not just D2R, but just D2 in general. I feel like in a way, streaming this game for you guys has kind of brought in like a different layer to the game. Like, on one hand, it's been awesome in the sense that I met so many cool people. I've like been able to kind of like showcase my progress to you guys and talk about it and learn a lot and get some really cool new ideas. But part of the problem is I feel like anytime I want to play the game with this character, I want to showcase my progress to you guys, and also because it's just nice to have that progress archived on YouTube in the form of VODs, right? But, you know, come like sometimes it's like maybe like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning my time, and I'm kind of like, huh, it's getting really late right now. I kind of wanna just chill out for the night, like, and I don't, you know, I want to like play D2R, but if I play D2R, then there's gonna be progress there that I don't get to show you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sort of like, I don't really want to. If I do take part next season in the ladder reset, I'm thinking I might not. I might just skip out on streaming. I would still stream /Diablo though, because there's no reason for me not to stream Slash. I feel like, well, no, that's a lie. No, it's the same. It's the same thing for /Diablo. Like, I don't play /Diablo unless I'm streaming it. Not because I only have fun when I stream it. It's actually quite the. It's actually like I actually really enjoy playing the game solo too. But again, I just don't like to. I don't like to make like progress. Like, imagine it's like one day I'm like walking out, all I have is like stealth and Ancient's Pledge, and I come back the next day and I have like fucking Enigma. It's kind of like, all right, well, it would have been cool to kind of show you guys how I got to this point, rather than kind of explaining the story to you guys. But yeah, I guess that like I don't want to run the risk of like getting like those cool drops like Jaw or Burr, and then not showing it to you guys. Like, I remember how shitty I felt like a couple of years back when I was like running AT. The first monster I killed in AT for the day, first run. Like, as soon as I walked in AT, I killed one monster and it dropped me a Jaw rune. And that was after I'd run like 500 or 600 ATs or some shit like that, and I didn't find a single high rune. Like, oh man, that was, yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, shit, it would have been so cool if I could have shown you guys this. Like, oh, we could have had like an excellent laugh about it, and well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much to you guys, but it matters a fair bit to me. So that's kind of how I see it. Tying that back into D2R though, yeah, next season, yeah, I might end up just kind of like sitting back and just having some fun on my own, just playing whatever I feel like, and not having to stress out too much on whether or not, oh yeah, you know, like I have people on stream who might care about this or that. Like, no, I'll probably just straight up play the game. Maybe I'll hit up some people to just kind of join me. if I'm available for the first day of the ladder, I might even try to organize a team or something, and then I'll show the walk through the game. But I'll hang out with people in Discord, but I won't stream it. I don't know. I gotta think more about that. But yeah, it's been quite something. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. No, I know that was quite a mouthful, but there was a bunch of summonings of Diablo clone, and people are suspecting that bots worked hard for those SOJs. Okay. Where do I begin on this? Because like in my brain, there's like three different things that like three different voices in my head that all spoke at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out which one I should address first here when you said that. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is this, okay? Yes, there have been a lot of Diablo clone summons. That's the first thing I'll say, right? Like that much is very, very true. They're suspecting that bots worked hard for those SOJs. Okay, so yes, I'm sure they did. I mean, I wish I could pretend that, oh yeah, no, bots are definitely not a thing in D2R. But that's just not the case. Like, yeah, if I go to join game, I try to look for like a public lobby. I probably won't come across any that are run by any like actual bots, like unlike in like the original D2 LODB net, right? However, that's not to say that they don't exist. Based on what some of the people in my chat have told me, and from what I've seen, well, no, this isn't even from what I've seen. It's based on what somebody else from my chat said, and I trust him. So I definitely take his word on face value for this. So what he said was he's a guy who uses D2JSP. Okay, and I'm going to talk more about that later too. But he's a guy who uses D2JSP, and he was offering a declone killing service. And one of the people that he killed the declone for, or no, sorry. Let me take a step back. He was offering to kill declones for people for, I think it was like 200 forum gold per kill. And the reason he did that is because there were a lot of people offering their services for 50 FG. And the people offering like 50 FG got a ton of people who were asking them to help out, right? But this guy in my chat was like, you know what? I'm going to charge 200 so that I'm like a premium declone killer. And you might think this is kind of a weird and sad idea, but it actually worked. There was a guy who binned 20 declone kills. 20 declone kills, okay? And in every single one of these games, because he had, 20 copies of the game, and in each of those games he had a Sork, not fully geared out Sork. It was just like a generic, like, P-Topaz hat with, like, just a bunch of, like, dual spirits, etc., etc. Basically, this guy was running, like, 20 different copies of the game, using 20 sorceresses, right? And obviously, it's not humanly possible to play 20 characters at once. So there obviously was some kind of black magic happening here. I'd like to think. So, yeah, based off of that, it's like there's at least some evidence of bots being in the game, even if we don't see them all the time in public games, like in the original, right? And that's not all. Obviously, like, the other thing to consider too is there's been a lot of really weird price drops. So I complained about this, and no one took me seriously on day 4 or day 5. Well, not nobody. Like, people took me seriously, but people tried to convince me afterwards that somehow that, like, oh yeah, I'm complaining so much about the prices going down, and that's because a lot of people no longer have need for those items, which is true, right? Yeah, like, people didn't have need for those items, but the reason for that was not even because, like, it was basically because of bots, probably, right? Like, there was, like, day 2, day 3, items were going for, like, or mal, right? And then by the time day 5 rolled around, they were, like, Val or Paul rune, you know, or at the most. And I'm like, or Lem, right? Like, what happened? Usually items don't devalue that quickly. Like, yeah, sword gear is still quite valuable, but you know, the majority of like assassin equipment, of druid equipment, all plummeted. Um, for pretty much every class, except for Paladin and Sork, because obviously those are the most played ones. But, like, yeah, and some people tried to argue to be, okay, look, D2, D2, look, like, there's not that many people playing these classes, and there's going to be tons of people who are going to farm items and get this. No, I'm pretty sure the botting stuff had something to do with it, too, because during the preseason, this wasn't really, this wasn't the case. Like, yeah, items eventually devalued after, like, over the span of, like, a couple of weeks, but this season, within like 4 or 5 days of the ladder coming out, all the like a good chunk of the prices just plummeted off a cliff. No joke, just straight up nosedove off of Mount Everest. You know, like it was crazy. So yeah, like I definitely do think that there was some botting involved in this whole situation. And why does this keep lagging? Like this is weird. This is new to me. Cannot connect a server. Okay, well, what if I try again? So that's definitely, I think, an ongoing issue, Flowmore. But I think the problem even goes beyond that. I've heard some people claim that there are actually some duping exploits that have been discovered. I mean, surprise, surprise. And it's funny, too, because I know that when D2R was coming out, there were some people who I tried to convince that, yeah, like, that, you know, D2R is probably going to have more modern infrastructure for handling the game as compared to like the original BNet. However, it would be a little much to ask for that, yeah, like they're gonna find every single exploit, or you know, that there's gonna be no more exploits for like things like duping anymore. Like that's just not gonna happen, right? Yeah, modern infrastructure. That was the best way I could put it. I don't know how else to say it, right? Like, yeah, there's people who thought that, yeah, you know, it's the game's newer, so it might very well be impossible to dupe now. Now, I certainly think it would be harder to dupe, and because there's more support for the game now, I mean, let's be real here. There is actually a team who still does stuff with D2R, right? Rolling out patches and whatnot. And there's going to be some like hot fixes if people figure out some duping exploits and they kind of report it to Blizzard. That's true. But my point here is basically just that if there is indeed a duping exploit, then yeah, like that's obviously going to affect some pricing too. So I definitely do think there is some things going on, you know, behind the scenes. Like, I don't mean to be the conspiracy theorist or whatever, but, like, seriously, I just, seeing kind of how the ladder's gone, like, when D2R first launched, I feel like that was when, you know, there might have been a few bots here and there, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. D2R propaganda, if you're talking about the, hey, by the way, yeah, I don't know if you're talking about what I'm saying or about what, you know, other people were saying about D2R, but yeah, either way, it's kind of interesting. And more on that in a second. Nego, what's up? Nice to see you streaming. Managed to progress with my singer. Grinding Trav now. Yo, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you have made some progress with your singer. How's he working out for you? Is he really tanky? Have you died with them? How are you finding him? Is it a boring play style? Like, I remember when I was nonstop running Singer, and I was so happy to switch over to Whirlwind Barb. I 100% still stand by that, of course. But yeah, it's good to see you, Nego. I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, but I'm going to tell you guys all now, okay? Guys, the next time I do a stream, you guys know me, I'm infamous because of my bizarre, non-existent, like, stream schedule. I have another stream coming up on Sunday, okay? Sunday is going to be the big purple box race that I was hyping up with all these, like, weird characters with high defense. I've kind of talked about that a few times. If you guys are curious about what I mean, then I'll be more than happy to give you a TLDR, but otherwise, yeah, just know that, yeah, I will be here at 10 a.m. Pacific, or 1 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, and we're basically going to be doing this really cool, fun race where we're just trying to see who finds the first high rune is the plan. And just to sweeten the pot a little bit, what I was gonna do is if I find any like middle runes, like if I find you know, Ist or Mal or even Gull, I'm gonna throw it into the pot, just straight up. I will throw it into the pot, and whoever finds the high rune first will get all of my mid runes. And I don't know how if the others would care for that either, but anyway. So that's pretty exciting. I just wanted to tell you guys that because yeah, like today is gonna be a very short stream. I figured I have plans in the evening, but I had a bit of time to kill, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually get a stream going for you guys because I thought it'd be really fun to kind of do some farming on Trav and also kind of like catch up with some of you, see how y'all are doing, and just generally get some content for you guys to munch on for the next hour and a half. Well, now it's only another half hour, but you guys got my point. So yeah, that's basically what I'm up to. Next, I went to eat Din Din. What did I miss? Roughly 25 minutes. Nothing much. I didn't find any runes. I've just been chatting with people about conspiracy theories and aliens. Clearly, no. Just mostly like you can just read the chat. I've just been addressing a lot of what Flowmore has been saying about bots. Potentially ruining the ladder. Pretty good, not as fast as Whirlwind. Ah, yes, but I got some Mana Charms and a Reaper's Toll for the Merc is helping with damage. With chat channels working, though, I can't manage to trade most of the good stuff I find. Okay, have you okay, my Merc got owned there. Have you at all tried, Conviction. No wonder I'm dying. Okay, well, that'll do it. Okay, got him. Have you tried using Discord, Nego? I reset when council is physical immune. Okay, so I think it's only Ismail Vilehand that spawns physical immune. Anytime he spawns physical immune, I just ditch him. I don't even bother. That's the trick. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't stand running Trav as a singer Barb. I'm like, okay, I'm okay normally with just ignoring a monster, right? But I'm like, okay, with Whirlwind, I could kill this pack faster, and I can deal with physical immune council members. So yeah, I much prefer this. Anyway, yeah, like wish chat channels will work. I can't manage to trade most of the good stuff I find. Yeah, definitely trading stuff that you find, you're kind of working against the clock too, because there's a lot of items which early ladder are much more sought after, like let's say like laying of hands, whereas now like I spent like a week or two trying to sell it, and it's basically never going to sell at this point. So even if you do find a place to sell your items, it might be a little difficult now that a lot more people have their items in order. But that's not to say that it's hopeless, though. Of course, I'm just pointing out that yeah, you might have a lot of items which you find are still going to be difficult to sell, even if you do have people to talk with. Either way, though, I'm glad that you were able to get Mana Charms and the Reaper's Toll for your Merc. Reaper's Toll is definitely a game changer. The whole Mana thing is definitely quite helpful, although obviously it is a nuisance. It's going to be a nuisance for a very long time, and that's one of the reasons why I had to switch over to Whirlwind Barb. Like it was just too annoying to have to keep what was it? I had to basically multitask between spamming Warcry and chugging down potions, and I didn't like that. Discord in a trade site, but regarding Discord, maybe it's because I'm not using a big server to trade. Are you in the Chaos Sanctuary Discord? Because that for me it was pretty big, or it is pretty big. Like if you know, yeah, I can send that over to you if you'd like. Okay, well he just teleported out of there. That was weird. Alright, I want to take a moment to go back to what Flowmore was saying, if he's still around. Flowmore was saying, you're right, there is a YouTuber named Cooley that has also addressed that duping is probably happening. Yes, I saw a video from him about this, but it's definitely not like the thought didn't occur to me even before his video came out, right? Like, It's been on my mind since day one of playing this game that, yeah, like, there very well might be dupes. I mean, I don't have any evidence of it, but I imagine that somewhere down the line someone's going to find an exploit that allows them to copy items. Now, I don't know of any, like, publicly available dupe methods. I don't know of any YouTube videos where somebody's like, okay, hey guys, yo, check this out. Here's how you dupe all of your items, like pronto. But obviously I wouldn't be surprised if it exists and that people have used it or sorry, are already using it to like get rich quick, you know. So but I definitely don't have hard evidence of people duping. I definitely though do think that the fact that ZZZ encountered like 20 games where there was like a shittily geared Sork in each of those games is evidence enough of, yeah, there's at least some black magic going on behind the scenes. Which is fine, because, again, right, like, I try to make peace with the fact that, you know, I have a very specific goal that I want to hit in the first week of playing the game, and I commit to that goal, and I'm not trying to care as much about what other people are doing. Yeah, no, that's basically where I sit with it, but, I mean, it would be a lie for me to just be like, yeah, this probably isn't happening. Try Chaos Sanctuary. Thanks for the advice. No problem. Here, if you don't have Chaos Sanctuary, and I didn't realize you didn't, let me give you a link to the Discord. Let me give you the Discord link for Chaos Sanctuary, just to make your life a little easier for you, Nego. It's always a safe bet to say there is at least one duping method going on at any given time. I mean, yeah, straight up, yeah. Anyway, look. Ooh, okay. Hold on a second. There's some tomfuckery going on over there. Something there is like, I think, trifecta, and another one's got pretty nasty aura. So I gotta try to see if I can like pick these guys off one by one, if possible. Because if I don't, it could be a problem. And yeah, remember, just got absolutely owned. This is it, this one? One of these guys is causing me problems. This guy, it's this guy. Yeah, here he is. All right. Yeah, I knew something was going on here. I just couldn't figure out which one. And then there's Fire Lightning Enchanted right there. There we go, like detective work right here. Yeah, I'm like, why am I? Oh, even without conviction, I'm still getting my ass handed to me. Let's see. There were so many. This is the toughest Trav run I think I've had to do in a while. Straight up. Come on, just die already. That'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about this. This one's taking a bit of time. Yeah, that is a yikes for sure. That was a nasty council. Are any of them still alive, or did I actually kill all of them? I killed all of them, but that actually took me a lot longer than usual. Like, yeah, I was committed to that run though. I needed to figure out what it was that was doing me in. Okay, that makes sense. At least now I know. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely some runs like that where I have to be extremely careful. Yeah, I mean, like if I were ever playing hardcore, this is probably like one of the reasons I'd probably play Throw Barb instead of like Warcry Barb or even like Whirlwind Barb. It's just too risky. Like I don't have enough res to tank Fire Lightning Enchanted. If it had Cold Enchanted as well, I probably would have died straight up, honestly. And then, of course, Conviction Aura on another one. That's really messy. And then I think one of them even had Fanat. So that's about as nasty as it gets, right? Like, I mean, I guess it what could have made it even worse. Oh, yeah, and then Ismail Vilehand was obviously also Stone Skin, of course. Now, if I had taken the trouble to, like, or if they had actually thrown him in as Fire, Cold, Lightning Enchanted as well, that could have been even messier. But anyway, sorry, that's way off topic. Oh, Bartux, nice. I'm gonna chart that down as a drop, but it's probably gonna be the only worthwhile thing worth bringing up today, unless the game graces me with a lovely. Oh. Unless the game graces me with like another drop in the next couple runs, that would be excellent, but not really holding my breath for it. Come on, just die. There you go. Yeah. Good old Berserk. Hey, that's everything. I'm gonna go ID all my crap now. What is this? Garbage, garbage. Alright, great. And then I can get Bartux, ring, amulet, and I'm ready to head back. Good. Um, yeah. I'm hoping that I'll be able to level up today. Because if I can get to like 91, maybe I can actually do some leveling off stream. Or not leveling, but one of the reasons I didn't want to play off stream is because my guy was really close to 91. I want to save that level up for when I'm on stream. And then if I'm playing, if I'm just chilling out off stream, I might just do some farming, some chill farming on the side. If I have nothing else to do, you know, or if I just want to kind of like vibe out for the night. Okay, run number 1585, 196 ED, 8 life leech Bartux. There it is. Level 99 today. No, no. I think I actually had a dream where I hit 99. And like the leveling system was significantly faster, but obviously we don't live in that reality, so yeah. Also, you were saying earlier, for me right now, I'm just taking my time enjoying every single aspect of the game with my summon necro. Yo, that's awesome. That's amazing. Like, I actually know somebody who actually opened up as a summon necro, and they had a friend who non-stop was all like, "Oh, I'm playing a sorceress. I'm not shitting you. This was a story I heard from somebody I talked to a while back, and it was like, yeah, like they're just trying to enjoy the game as like summoning necro, and then their friends all like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm playing like a Blizzard Sorc right now. I clear the game so quickly compared to you. You should just roll a sorceress." And like this guy was so committed to the sorceress grind set that he actually made not one but three not one, not two, but three sorceresses just to prove his point. Okay, so yeah, and then just to add icing to the cake, okay? What is this? Whoa, yo, that's a pretty good ring. I just wish it had a bit more mana stolen per hit. If this had mana stolen per hit, dude, oh, that would have done it. Because I'm actually looking for a 10 FCR dual leech ring. Dude, this is. Oh, gee, this is a nice one. No attack rating, but yeah. Oh, fuck. If this had mana stolen per hit, GG, dude. Like, I would have totally committed to getting racks and making my like dream build. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, maybe, I don't know. Almost there. Yeah, almost. I'm definitely charting this one down as a drop though. That's a really cool ring. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome ring, I must say. 2 min, what was it? 9 all res, obviously. Life? 54 mana. And I'm just gonna write it as mana. And then what was the other thing here? Oh yeah, 7 life leech. Rare ring. 1586. Okay, there we go. I think that was it, right? Let me just make sure I got this right. 2 min, 7, 54, 9 all res. Oh yeah, I actually got it right. That's awesome. Alright, anyway. Get rid of the minimum damage and put mana stolen on. Yes, exactly! Of course, yes. That's exactly what I'm saying right now. Like, yeah, that would have been my preferred take. Obviously, it's still a pretty good ring. It's just, obviously, the mana stolen per hit's what I'm looking for, so I can sub out Wilhelm's Pride is my thoughts. Anyway. Uh-huh. One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8. Is this all of them? Looks like it is. I have 9 more. Yeah, whatever. Okay, not bad, not bad. Anyway, sorry guys. As I said before, just for those who are showing up, I'm not going to be streaming for that much longer. I'm going to be ending my stream at run about 1600. But I will say this now, and I'll say this once again later on. My next stream, I already know when it's going to be. It's going to be Sunday. I've specifically reserved Sunday as the day to play D2R and run my weird janky build that I came up with the Spy that I've been hyping up since about a week and a half ago. So yeah, I'm super stoked for that. Pretty exciting. Gonna be having some fun with that on Sunday. It's gonna start off at 10 a.m. West Coast or 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, and that's basically the plan. Sunday equals, yeah, that's right. That's the plan. Sunday is going to be the day where we grind out the high runes, or at least we're going to race for a high rune. And it could very well be the case where none of us will end up with a high rune. I mean, I'm not myself planning to run Trav with the Whirlwind Barb or anything like that. I'm using an FOH pally, and I don't have Find Item at my disposal, so I need to come up with a different way to get that ball rolling, you know? Okay, anyway, but yeah, what was I saying earlier? Yeah, right, yo, like, I was actually enjoying telling the story. Okay, so, look, so that so I was talking about how there was, like, a dude who, well, yeah, there was, like, somebody telling the person I was talking to, like, oh yeah, you should play Sork. They made 3 sorceresses, and then, as icing on the cake, they were like, yo, I found, which rune was it? I think it's like, oh, I found a Mal rune from Countess's tower. I'm rich, you know, like it was great, dude. I was like, and this guy is trying to tell you to play Sorceress instead of having fun with your summoning Necro. Alright. So yeah, heckin' love Sork. Yo, it was great. Like, don't get me wrong. Normally I like to shit on Blizzsork. Here, I'm not even shitting on the Blizzsork. I'm shitting on the person trying to convince the Chad summon Necro user to actually play Sork. It was interesting because you know, like, when they said that they want to play Summon Necro, it's like they genuinely sound like they were having a lot of fun with their character, and I'm like, okay, I totally support that you should play with it, not just because, you know, it's a fun character, but because I genuinely believe that, yeah, you can get richer with than your friend if you actually commit to cows. Because all they're doing right now is non-stop running, like, Countess's tower. Like, okay, wow, big whoop, dude. Like, congratulations on your, like, on your, like, Malrune, I guess. But meanwhile, you know, if you get one lucky break... Oh, and here's the thing, too. They ended up going into... I think it was... They went into cows, and I think they eventually ended up getting a low rune or something. So, yeah. I mean, go figure, speaking of being rich. Moral of the story is basically just... yeah, don't diss the summon Necro. There you go. Good enough. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need that. Alright, cool, we're good. Going back to way earlier, Flowmore, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're still here and just chilling, doing your runs. Flowmore was saying, like, was talking about, like, the whole, bunch of summoning of Diablo clones. So, this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. So I talked about how, yes, I do believe that there is the existence of bots, and possibly dupes in the game. The other thing that I wanted to mention, though, is there are a lot of people who are on these, like, Twitch streams, you know, like Llama's channel, right? He's got, like, many thousands of people watching him at any given time, right? And I really don't think it's so far-fetched to assume that, like, some of these people would put together their efforts and whatever items they find to get SOJs to collectively pull in together and sell them all for declone, Like, honestly, I'm joking. Now, it's a bit of a tall order because not all of those, however many thousand people are going to be like, grinding out the game like 10 hours a day. But, some of them are like whales, right? Like, some of them are like, let's say that there's like even 10 D2 D2s, and instead of investing, jaw low into an Enigma, they take those jaw low and then try to get like SOJs with them, right? Like, maybe like 10 D2 D2s isn't like a good way of putting it, but you guys kind of get what I mean. Like, given that there's so many people on that channel, there's bound to be some people who can afford it through either legitimate or even illegitimate means. I don't know how else to put it. Like, and when I say legit or illegitimate, like, yeah, there's gonna be some of these people who are gonna like trade as many of those items as possible for SOJs and then try to help out with the spawning the declone cause. Or there's going to be some people who are JSP whales and they have massive amounts of forum gold, which they've stacked up from maybe the preseason, or maybe D2 LOD, or maybe they straight up just purchased forum gold of their own accord, you know what I mean? And if they do this, then of course they'll be able to just purchase whatever SOJs actually show up on JSP, right? So yeah, it might not just be a problem with, well, no, who am I kidding? I would even go as far as positing this as fact. Like, it's not just an issue with like botting or duping. There's definitely things like, there's definitely people who have access to like forum gold, or like will just buy SOJs with real money. Like, that's been a thing since the start of time. Like, not everybody has like X number of high runes, right? But some people just have a shit loads of money and they'll just buy whatever they need. It's just kind of the way it is. So that's what I'm going to say about that. ID this. Shadow Disciplines. I can hold on to that for now. Ah, not bad. I'll hold on to that too. Do I want to... Yeah, I'll chart this down as a draw. 14 all res, 10 life. Jewel. That is not bad. Shadow. Shadow GC. Shadow G Skiller GC. I'm just gonna call it Shadow GC. Good enough. Alright, moving along. Yeah, and I think I've said everything I wanted to on that front. I bet someone out there is still holding his 20 PCs of burn in their storage. PCs, player characters. Did Blizzard permaban for botting, duping, and botting? I wish I could tell you the answer is yes. Sorry. Like, I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you that the answer is yes, but it's like, again, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, right? Like, it's not like... Since the start of D2R, I have yet to see like any bots running in public games, but I'm sure they run behind the scenes. I don't know if Blizzard has like a detection method for catching these people. I don't know if when they catch them, they like ban or permaban the accounts. Again, I don't know the situation there. So it's kind of hard for me to say, right? Like, I'm not Blizzard, so I wouldn't really know. If I were to guess, if they catch people, it would be a permaban. Because what other punishment would you really give them, right? Like, oh, cool, I'll like ban you for like a week or something, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like cheating like that warrants a permaban, and then if they want to buy another copy of the game, they can very easily do it. But of course, at that point, they do have to feed Blizzard like 50 more bucks, which, hey, pretty good deal for one ban, right? Anyway, but yeah, I don't know if they do the whole banning or perma-banning for botting, duping, whatever. I'm actually not sure. But obviously... like, if people do get caught, I imagine they would perma-ban them, since, why wouldn't they, right? It's kind of like they're basically ruining the game. And Blizzard stands to actually make money from banning them. So it's like, if anything, they should, I guess, get on top of actually catching these people who do it. They should add notification or alert when they permit someone to do botting or duping, and also show the Blizzard so everyone who got banned. I mean, they could do it. The only qualm I have with it is why. Like, what good does this do people? Like, okay, cool. I am a botter 335 got banned. It's like, okay, cool, great. I mean, so what, right? It's like, that guy, whoever it was, says all like damage has been done. They probably made trades with a number of people, trading out shit like, oh, I found a, hey, I leveled. Nice, you know, that's awesome. And I can actually put another point into find item in a second. And we're Gucci. There we go. Anyway. So yeah, don't get me wrong. As much as I love like naming and shaming, I'm very like, I'm trying to be like a little realistic here. Realistic in the sense that like, okay, uh, even though we name people as like, oh yeah, this guy's, you know, this guy's a cheating hoe. It's like, all right, well, that doesn't really do us much good because, yeah, like, they maybe had, like, they've already made trades with people where, you know, maybe it might be some, well, they just introduce items in the economy that shouldn't be there, you know? Like, maybe they'll be like, I really need a laying of hands. I'll offer, like, you know, like a gull for it or something because that's all I got. And it's kind of like, yeah, the person who had the laying of hands probably wouldn't have been able to sell it otherwise, but instead they just get, like, a massively inflated value for it because, you know, the person who was botting has like a lot of wealth, and you know they just can't be bothered to like wait for like a proper price for it. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm getting at. And obviously the prices are exaggerated a little bit, and you know some people would argue, oh yeah, but it's certainly better than not having any like not being able to sell my items altogether. But you know, like that's its own discussion. Like I would argue that yeah, part of the thing about this game is, like, part of what makes this game so enjoyable isn't the destination, but the journey to get there, right? So it's like, all right, if you're able to you know, build your enigma from like trading out jaws and burrs for like scrap things that some botter decided, I kind of need this like right here, right now, then it kind of takes away from the whole like feeling of achievement when you actually get the item that you're trying to go for in a way. But obviously, again, that's a completely different topic. I'm not going to start that right now because I got to go in 3 runs. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Going back to what we were originally talking about, yeah, naming and shaming, it sounds like a good idea on paper, but in reality, I don't really think it'll do much good. I've definitely seen online games where that's a thing, where it's like, oh, yeah, this person got banned, right? And everyone can see it. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, now clearly the people who are running the game are doing something about it, which is kind of nice to know, right? But here, like, what are they going to do? Like, publicly announce that somebody got banned? And if they do that, like, how often are they going to post that? At some point, it's like, imagine, like, every 5 minutes your chat log is, oh, so-and-so got banned. It's like, all right, well, that's a lot of people that got banned. So in a way, there's some, it's like they could do these things, but it just doesn't really do anybody any good whatsoever. What would be nice, maybe, is they could do like a post saying like, oh, well, we've banned X number of accounts because we've discovered them to be like abusing like certain exploits in the game that have allowed them to get ahead of others, right? But yeah, that's another way they could do it. But again, like I'm not sure if that does them any good. Like I guess they could at least use it as PR to say like, oh yeah, we're actually doing something about cheaters, but I mean, I don't know. Show gear, please? I could, but I'm just funny timing, ZZZ. This is my second last run. So let me finish my last run and I'll show you my gear quickly and then I'll hop off. Secret Bale clone for every 100 accounts banned. Ha! Imagine that. Let's ID this. 30 faster run walk. 10 FHR, but no res whatsoever. 1600 runs, lame number. No, I have to go is why. Otherwise I would do more, but like I actually want to finish this character. But obviously I am not quite there yet. And I only had time to do this many runs today, so. Okay, last run for me, and then I got a jet. Have to go where? Haha, booty call, of course. The last comment that I wanted to address is, yeah, if you want fast progress, Sork is indeed the best option. I absolutely agree. Like, in terms of, like, progressing through the... Like, if you're playing solo, you're trying to get through the game, you know, trying to, like, speed run through it, then yeah, like, go Sork. But at the end of the day, it does, like, for the average player, I would say that it matters more that you just play a character that you actually enjoy. Like, yeah, I mean, some people will be like, okay, you should start as a Sork and then build up the things you need to get your character, which, you know, I get where they come from with that advice, but also, like, there's a lot of people who just eat up that advice and who have never played the game, and I feel like they kind of miss out on, you know, like, what if they want to play a summoning druid, right? Or okay, fine, let's not say summoning druid. Let's say, like, I don't know, FOH Pally. Let's, you know, if they want to play FOH Pally, why not play FOH Pally, right? Especially with all the buffs they've done to it. It's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, is it as strong as Sorceress? Like, the fact they don't have teleport, probably, yeah, but it's like, some people would just prefer to play a character that they themselves really enjoy playing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But anyway. So, but for someone like me who wants to enjoy every single time and aspect from leveling till endgame, slower phase is way much fun. Yep, I totally agree with you on that too, though, of course. Like, I've played, you know, the last 3-4 years on Slash, I've been running weird characters. Some seasons I play, like, Whirlwind Barb, which for me is, like, something new. And I've actually gotten kind of rich off of those, but most seasons I'm playing, like, Fire Claws Druid, Martial Arts Assassin, which are... I mean, oh, Blade Fury Assassin, like, right? Like, Holy Shock Pally. Straight up, these are, generally speaking, going to be weaker builds or weaker characters. Cheaper, but overall payoff and outcome is going to be weaker than if I were to run, say, like a Light Sork with Infinity. True. But it's more fun to actually just go... At the end of the day, you're going to, like, finish the game with your character. You're going to reach a stopping point. And it's kind of like, when you reach that... It's more fun to actually, like, have fun with the character that you're using to reach that end point, I guess, than actually just, oh, I'm going to get rich super fast. Unless that's what your goal is, right? Like, in my case, my goal is to get rich super quick, which is why I'm playing my Whirlwind Barb. Not to say it's not a fun character, but yeah, like, otherwise I would have opted to maybe consider using, like, a Summoning Druid or even Poison Necro or something, so... ZZZ, last comment from you. You were saying have to go where? Oh yeah, I answered that. You gotta go for booty call. You said SMH. You gonna keep playing this character or what? I'm gonna play this character until I get dual grief and... Oh, sorry, until I earn dual grief. I'm not gonna take, like, free loans getting thrown in my face, obviously. Until I get my dual griefs, and then maybe, I'm not sure yet, but maybe I'll consider getting, like, Arachnid Sash, dual leech FCR ring, and no, so, oh yeah, and then dual Hodos on Switch. That was the other thing. Maybe. I'm not 100% on that yet. I haven't fully decided, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm not entirely sure yet. That's just where I'm saying though. At a bare minimum, I would like to finish dual griefs though. Yes. But once I get dual griefs, I'm gonna play this character until I get dual griefs, and I'm probably done for the season. Yeah, and I also need to do the purple box race with the Spy and Co. and Marlies, the Raven Lord, with my side character. So yeah, that's basically my two things I'm planning to do for the season. ZZ's like, just start with 30 Blizzard bots and you'll be fine. Using all B Topaz gear. Well, there you go. As I was talking about earlier, here's the guy who witnessed it with his own eyes. But anyway, okay, guys, I got a jet. Yeah. Speaking of which, ZZ, last thing I'm gonna say to you because, actually, hold up. Let me just. I think points go into strength. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, since you were asking about my gear, so I leveled up. This is for other people who are watching. I just leveled up, so, you know, added an additional 5 points into strength, otherwise that remains the same from last stream. One more point in a find item. Everything else has been largely the same as in previous streams. And then my gear. My gear is still dual Oath and Eth Balrog Blade. That hasn't changed. G-Face with an Ort in it. That hasn't changed. Enigma, Angelic. Angelic jewelry all around. And then, of course, Wilhelm's Pride dual Leech Belt. Laying of Hands, Gore Riders, and all Warcry Skillers in my inventory, with a couple of Res Charms, along with my 18, 18, 9 Annihilist, the first one I ID'd this season, and then a 13, 17 Barb Torch. That's it. So, yeah, kind of interesting that you asked me about my gear. Oh yeah, also something I forgot to show. My Merc is using, here's something that I changed up. I socketed the Reaper's Toll, or at the Reaper's Toll I found that was 15 Life Leech, 231 ED, high rolls on both, and put a Shale in it, still G-Bane. I could upgrade this into an Eth G-Bane, to be honest, but anyway. And then, of course, V-Gaze with the 15 IAS Jewel in it. So yeah, that's basically my character. And then in the bank, I have Ohm Vex, Gull, Mal Now, honestly, I could try to build one Grief, and then have, like... That's probably what I should do, to be honest. After my Purple Box race, I think... I kind of want to have these runes as kind of like insurance in case there's any like last minute things I really forget that I need, but probably not. But yeah, I should turn the Ohm Vex into a low rune and get Grief on one hand, because I think it's Am, Mal, Ral, Ist Low or something like that, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah, Gull Ohm Vex should be able to get me at least one Grief, though, so I'll have to see what I can do about that. But yeah, there you go, Zuzi. You're asking about my gear, there it is. I don't know if there's anything in particular you're looking for, but otherwise that's basically it. Okay, any final comments, questions? If not, I'm going to hop off. I gotta get going. I'm already late. I said I was going to be here, or I was going to be ready at 7:30, but it looks like I am already a little late to the party. So... guys, thanks again for hanging out. When is face reveal? Sometime between now and never. Okay, guys. Well, with that said, Seth, ZZ, Flowmore, Nego, everybody else who tuned in, it was a pleasure. Thanks again for hanging out, guys. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, and ZTG Zord, of course. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed your first time hanging out here. More, but this is it for me. I got a jet, so how many subs? Like 0, I guess. Never no face reveal here. So that's saying bye-bye, Mr. D2D2. Great stream. Have a great night and see you Sunday. Yeah, thanks, man. As you guys know, Purple Box race, high rune race, whatever you want to call it, coming up on Friday, or on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Looking forward to it. Pretty exciting. I'll see you guys then. Hope you all have a lovely weekend until that point. I'm gonna host Site Up, and I think we're good. Enjoy dinner with your mom. Who said it's my mom? I think it's your mom. Alright, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the stream as always. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Thanks everyone for watching. This is D2D2, signing out.